Hi guys, this is the last thing on your yellow belt. So this is number 25, lightly row, and the song is 2 lines long. So if you look behind me here, we have measures 1 to 8 in the first line, and then when you get to the end, there's only a single bar. That means you go from the end to the next line down here. And then you know it's all done when there is a double bar line, okay? So our first step is always clap and count. But to do a 16 measure song, that's kind of long. It's better to chunk it into little pieces. Now, on your music, you have breath marks, and breath marks are natural places to chunk things. So your first breath mark is at the end of 2, beginning of 3. So let's clap and count measures 1 and 2 together. There's our metronome, always with a metronome. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's measures 1 and 2. Let's say what notes they are. Quarters and halves. 1, 2, ready, go. Quarter, quarter, half note. Quarter, quarter, half note. Now let's figure out the letters. We don't go in order, we're skipping around. Our first note here is on the second line. E, G, B, D, F. That's our G. G to E, E. This is your half note E. It's white, it's not filled in, but it's still on that E line. Then we come to the spaces. Our first space is F, and then we have 2 dangling notes, dangling Ds. So we're going to show and tell. And my clarinet's on the stand down here. We're going to show and tell our notes. You ready? 1, 2, set and say. G, E, E, F, D, D. Now there's something really cool that I want to show you. It's one of my favorite things in music. It's called a sequence. A sequence is a pattern. Here we went line, skipped over a space, and went to a line. So we traveled from a line to a line, skipped over 1 note. Over here in that second measure, the rhythm is the same. If I was just to clap it, it would sound totally the same. But what makes it different is we have shifted the notes down 1 spot. Now instead of going from a line to a line, we're going from a space to a space. Space, space. The rhythm is the same. The ordering of the notes is pretty much the same. We just shifted every note down 1 letter name. The G became an F and the E became a D. Anyway, it's fun and it sounds cool. So, because we're taking in little chunks, let's play this. 1, 2, ready. We got to the breath mark. Let's do our sequence again, or let's do our order of operations again. So, clap and count first. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Show and tell. We have a pattern here. We are simply going up our alphabet. C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. C, D, E, F, G. Walking straight up the lines of our notes and lines and spaces, going through all the notes we know. Show and tell. Starting here on cut through C. 1, 2, ready, go. C, D, E, F, G, G, G. Now let's play it. 1, 2, ready. So we played the first 2 measures. We played the next 2 measures. Let's combine our chunks together. we're going to play from measure 1 to measure 4. Now, if you don't feel ready for that, pause the video here, practice the first chunk, practice the second chunk, but we're going to go on and we're going to connect measures 1 to 4. 1, 2, ready. Oops. I didn't start in the right spot. From the beginning to measure 4. 1, 2, ready. And now let's do the next chunks. We have over here 5 and 6. Now I have to ask you, does 5 and 6, does that chunk match our first chunk? It does. Exactly? Yes. G, E, 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 F, D, D, E. Look. G, E, E, F, D, D, E. If it looks the same, if it is the same, it's going to sound the same. It's going to be the same on your instrument. Music is all about finding those really cool patterns. So, do I need to learn this and teach it? No. If I know how measure 1 and 2 go, I know that 5 and 6 are going to be just the same. So let's play measures 5 and 6 together. 1, 2, 5, and 6. Now, the last two measures, measures 7 and 8, we skip. We don't play any spaces. We play cut through C, skip to our first line, and then skip to our second line. So we have C, E, G, G, and then this note. There's no stem, is there? This is a whole note. It is a whole note because it takes up a whole measure, and we have 4 beats. So we need to hold this note for 4 whole beats. So let's clap and count it. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I ran out of leg. Let's do it this way. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Show and tell. Starting here. 1, 2, ready, go. C, E, G, G, C. Now let's play it. Just these last two measures, 7 and 8. 1, 2, ready. Now, we did measures 1 through 4. 5 and 6 were just the same. Let's play this whole line now. When you first look at a piece of music and you see all 16 measures, it can feel like it's too much. But when you see a giant piece of music, break it into 2 measure chunks. Okay? But now we've done the chunks, link it all back together. We're going to play the whole first line. I'm going to stand off to the side here. Hopefully you guys can see my fingers. I'm blocking that last note. I'll move right before we get there. All right, let's play together. 1, 2, set. Now we need to go to the second line. What should your eyeballs be doing when you're looking at that last note? Well, once you know what note it is, over here, once you know what it is and your fingers are there and you're counting, your eyeballs shouldn't be looking here. Your eyeballs should be traveling down to the next line. So let's clap and count it. Again, in 2 measure chunks. 1, 2, ready, clap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, why am I calling this measure 9 and measure 10? Okay. Yes, it's the second line, but my song didn't end. I have a single bar here. This is not measure 1 again. This continues the song. So measure 9 and 10 are down here. Now, let's say our letter names. Remember, dangling, D, and be careful. We have 4 in a row plus 1 more, okay? So when we clapped and counted, we said 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. When we are showing and telling, you need to make sure you keep your eyes on each note head so that you don't forget this one, okay? Then we have E on our first line and F on the space. All right, let's show and tell. 1, 2, ready, go. D, 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 E, F. Look at each note as you go. Do it one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. D, 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 F. D, E, F. Hard to say. Let's play it. Okay. 1, 2, ready, go. Now, look at measure 11 and 12. Here's measure 11 and 12. This is another sequence. The rhythm is the same. So the clapping and counting will be the same. All these notes that were D's have been shifted up to the E. This little measure here, D, E, F, was shifted up by 1. E, F, G. It's fun. It's going to sound very similar, just a little bit higher because we shifted up. So let's do our show and tell starting here at 11 and going to 12. We're not doing our clapping and counting because the rhythm is the same. 1, 2, ready, go. E, 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 F, G. Now let's play it. 1, 2, ready, go. Now, connecting measure 9 to the end of measure 12. 1, 2, ready. Now, this song is all about patterns. If I'm going to look at measure 13 and 14, I'm going to notice that it's the same as 5 and 6. It's the same as 1 and 2. We've played this little chunk already twice. So I'm not even going to teach that. Look at the last measure. Measure 7 and measure 15, they're the same. Look, measure 8 and measure 16, it's the same. If it's the same notes and the same rhythm, you already know how to play it. So we're basically done. By taking the giant piece of music and breaking it into 2 measure chunks and finding where there are patterns, we can take a big piece of music and make it easier to learn. So let's play all the way from measure 9 to the end, and then we're going to put it together from the beginning. Measure 9. 1, 2, ready. All right, now from the very beginning, I'm going to stand as far off to the side as I can so I don't block anything. All right. 1, 2, beginning. Sorry, I got distracted. Beginning meaning measure 1 all the way up here. Okay? 1, 2, ready. bumped into my computer stand. All right, we all have these. I'm not editing these videos, as you can tell. Let's try that one more time. I'm gonna stand over here, hopefully so you can see my fingers. There we go. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, guys, have fun.